Once you find yourself needing to upgrade the airship a second time in Solarpunk, you'll realize you need eggs. It's at this point that you need to start engaging with the game's animal and maybe even animal transportation system, so let's talk about what that means. Before we dive in, let's make sure to separate the two. Everyone starts with one chicken on their island, which is all you really need to start collecting eggs. If you ever want additional animals, or if your chicken is unlucky enough to get stuck in the environment, you'll need to engage with the animal transportation system. Since, in theory, you won't need to transport any animals to start getting eggs, let's come back to transportation and first focus on getting eggs from your starting chicken. To begin, you'll need animal basics researched from the research board. This lets you create items like food and water troughs and a chicken coop. With all of this equipment researched, we're now ready to house a chicken. Let's go step by step. Step 1. Before you start collecting animals themselves, you'll need a place for them to stay. As such, you'll need at least one of each of the following: a feeding trough, a water trough, and a chicken coop. It's worth noting that one chicken coop can only house one chicken. For your starting chicken, I found that it's best to place the chicken coop near the starting chicken's position, otherwise you run the risk of the chicken not really ever finding the coop. Step 2. With these set up, the chicken should discover and claim the coop as its own. You can tell this has happened when the chicken's name becomes written on the top of the coop itself. Step 3. Fill the water in feeding troughs. Part of the animal items you researched at the board includes animal feed, which requires wheat to make. This can be used to fill up the feeding troughs, and it takes about 3 to 4 bags of feed to fill the trough. The water trough is filled automatically when it rains, but of course you can fill it up manually with a watering can if you like. Step 4. Once you've cared for your chicken using the steps above, allow for some time to pass, and eventually, assuming they have access to food, water, and shelter, you'll start receiving eggs in the basket next to the coop. It only takes 6 to make the airship upgrade, so this will go by in a flash. Just make sure you have enough wheat to support the amount of chickens you plan to care for. And yes, you can get multiple, which brings us to the animal transportation system. This system in Solarpunk, at its core, allows you to take animals from other islands and send them back to your own island to discover empty habitats in the same way the chicken did. Housed animals will start to provide you with produce, eggs from the chicken, truffles from pigs, and milk from sheep. Animal transportation will require a few things researched and crafted. To start with, we need to have learned the animal transportation blueprint at the trade bot in the center of the map. Additionally, before we send any animal back to our home island, we need an animal receiving platform built on the island itself. It's smart to position this close to the empty home you're hoping to occupy with the transported animal. Lastly, we'll need at least one animal transport platform to bring with us. Think of this basically like a Pokeball that will not only capture the wild animal, but also send them back to your receiving platform. With these crafted, you're ready to find a new animal. To keep things simple, there's another chicken on the large island immediately northeast of the starting island, the same place where you found wheat. Put the transport platform in your quick bar and use it on the wild chicken. This will prompt you to select which receiving platform you'd like to send it to. Once selected, click transport, and just like that, your animal will fly back to base and wait for you there. If there's already an available chicken coop, it will settle in automatically and start producing eggs. Of course, once you upgrade your airship, you'll expand its range even more, giving you access to a greater variety of plants and animals. But the information here should be more than enough to help you get started developing a happy home for all the wildlife you encounter in Solarpunk. Please do consider subscribing to the channel to help us get noticed, and above all else, thank you so much for watching.